When we think of the classic garage startup, we usually picture early prototypes like the Apple I, a couple of engineers building the foundation for a massive global conglomerate. But today, you do not need to build a tech empire to make a residential garage highly profitable. Desktop manufacturing equipment has evolved to the point where a machine costing just $429 can generate up to $4,200 a month in net profit. Profitable garage manufacturing relies on a precise match between the equipment and your tolerance for environmental hazards, physical messes, and technical learning curves. We start with the 3D Printing Bureau. You can set this up using a Bambu Lab A1 for $429. The primary raw material is PLA filament, which runs about $15 to $20 for a 1 kilogram spool. This scorecard breaks down the math. A cookie cutter costs 30 cents in filament, retailing for $15. That's a 95% gross margin. The trade-off is environmental. These machines require dedicated room ventilation to safely extract ultrafine particles. Next is laser personalization. You can start with a Tyvok P2 Galvo laser for $299. You'll also need to learn industry-standard software like Lightburn. This scorecard shows aggressive stats. Operating at 12,000 millimeters per second yields up to $4,000 a month, but it emits Class 4 radiation. You must implement uncompromising visual shielding and keep fire safety equipment nearby. Then we have the desktop CNC mill. The Genmitsu 3018 Pro costs $200 and allows you to mill physical materials like MDF wood and acrylic. Looking at the CNC scorecard, manufacturing wooden signage can generate a reliable $1,000 monthly. The drawback is physical and mental. You are forced to manage thick airborne dust and conquer a steep software learning curve to design toolpaths. These digital fabricators offer unmatched scaling potential because software does the heavy lifting, but they strictly mandate high digital literacy and robust hazard controls. Before we get to these weird, boring, and highly profitable business ideas, let's talk about your legal foundation. You absolutely cannot start a unique niche business without a properly structured LLC. Think about it. Whether you're operating heavy industrial machines or managing a messy local service, the liability risks are very real. Most people start these hidden gem businesses as sole proprietors, which means if a machine malfunctions or a client files a lawsuit, your personal savings and home are on the line. Your business must be a separate legal entity to protect your personal assets and keep your home address off the public record. That's where Northwest Registered Agent comes in. Northwest is the absolute best formation service out there. They handle your entire LLC setup for just $39 plus state fees, which includes a full year of their premium registered agent service. What makes them elite is their privacy by default policy. They use their own business address on your public state filings, so your home address stays completely hidden. Plus, they never sell your data, and their corporate guides provide real human support whenever you need it. This legal shield is non-negotiable. I've linked my full Northwest review in the description. Use my link down below to register your LLC today and unlock exclusive discounts. Get your protection handled first, and then let's get into the ideas. Our second group relies on messy, liquid-based methods. We start with the Sublimation Studio, using a converted Epson printer, which costs $269 to set up. According to the scorecard, a custom sublimated mug takes $1.50 in raw materials and retails for $25. That extreme speed to profitability comes with a catch. The process creates gaseous ink vapors, requiring active, constant garage airflow. Next is the Screen Print Station. You can build a manual, single-platen DIY press using heavy clamps and scrap wood for about $140. This scorecard shows why screen printing is the industry standard. Landing a single bulk apparel order can generate $1,000 from just $250 in materials, but you pay with sweat. It requires rigging a high-pressure washout station, making labor physically exhausting. Finally, we look at resin casting. You can acquire a decent rotary tool and precision scale setup for about $443. Checking the resin scorecard, pouring custom items like gaming dice generates up to $1,800 monthly. You can make beautiful artisan items, but you must invest in strict temperature control and absolutely wear respirators to filter volatile organic compounds. Chemical and ink-based factories deliver strong unit economics, provided the operator can strictly manage the dirty, chemically hazardous workflows required to produce them. Our final category is the manual artisan route. Setting up a leather atelier requires $225 for a stitching pony and quality irons. This scorecard shows that selling hand-stitched tech sleeves can pull in $2,000 a month. Customers pay a premium for handmade leather, but production is tied to physical endurance. You will hit a hard ceiling without hiring manual labor. The lowest barrier to entry on our list is the Candle Foundry. You can buy a basic pouring setup for just $60. Looking at the final scorecard, a candle costing $4 can retail for $38, an 85% gross margin. But because it only costs $60 to start, the market is severely saturated. You will spend massive time and money on branding. The manual arts completely bypass steep technical learning curves, but they penalize you with absolute limits on volume and the highest levels of market competition. This brings us to the low barrier saturation paradox. The cheaper and easier a machine is to buy, the more likely you are to be drowned out by thousands of other hobbyists doing the exact same thing. To survive, you have to refuse to make generic items. You need to target high-complexity, low-competition niches like industrial B2B signage or replacement parts for discontinued vintage machinery. Here we have a flowchart showing the ultimate strategy, the modular capital reinvestment flywheel. You start with low-cost manual equipment, validate that the market actually wants your product, and then strictly reinvest your profits into automated upgrades. This microfactory model is for bootstrappers who want to prove their business concept with a $300 laser or a $400 3D printer before taking on massive debt to scale. But if you are unwilling to manage residential microclimates, wear personal protective equipment, or deal with the realities of hazardous dust and radiation, you should avoid this entirely. Your garage is a powerful, zero-rent incubator. It generates real wealth only if you treat it as a disciplined manufacturing node, not a passive income scheme.